Hey everybody, it's Joe here from 4th Avenue Entertainment, and we're going to go ahead and finish up to a point our Gundam build here. I'm sorry it's taken a long time to get this video out, but I do, I don't do this full time. I do have a job, I do have a family, and I'm not like those other YouTubers that can just get up, make content, and then sit on their butts all the rest of the day. I do have to work my tail off in order to pay for all this stuff. So anyways, that having been said, we are going to go ahead and finish up our little model. Now, I did take the liberty to go ahead and finish the torso and the legs just to save time. So here is the finished product right here. And as you can see, it's very nice. I did paint that to have it stand out a little bit more. Could probably do a better job, but it's all right. It's all right. I have an idea for this. I have this one. I have a blue version one, and then I have another one like this, and I'm gonna maybe like put them together as a team to take on the tall geese in like make like a battle diorama, and maybe enter that into competitions and stuff. So that's the plan. But today what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to learn how to panel line this to go ahead and make some features stand out. Now, panel lining, what you're basically doing, let me set them up over here, is you're going to take some sort of a colored ink, like in this case it's going to be either black or gray or some cases brown, and you're going to accent where parts meet to show detail. And the detail is completely up to you. Some people will go ahead and put the model together. They don't want to panel line it. Some people, like me, I really do, because I do like the more detail in my models. So with that, you have, at this point, kind of two options which you can use. The first option, which a lot of people will use, is what's called a Gundam panel liner marker. It comes this size. This will indicate that this is a black ink, and then there's also the gray, and then there's also a brown. It comes with a, try to focus here, I believe that is a 1 millimeter tip right here, and that's to get some very precise lines going on your model. Issue with these are rather spendy. This one by itself was almost $4. If you're able to go to your local Walmart, Target, Staples, office supply store, and if they have Sharpies that have 1 millimeter tips like this, get those, because you could get maybe a 6-pack of those for what it costs to get one of these. So that's what I'm trying to do. Unfortunately, most of our office supply stores don't have those. They have the very wide tips like you would get in like the regular Gundam markers. So fine tip pen like this. So we'll put that right there. Now, another option that you have is the actual ink. And it comes in a little pool well like this, just kind of like a old style quill pen type of dip-in construction here. And what this has here, if I can get the thing open, there we go, is you have the ink inside, and it has this very fine tip right there. And I'll show you what that does here in a second using these two parts here as an example. This comes in black, also comes in gray, also comes in a brown. So you might be wondering, well, what's the different colors for? Again, it's the detail that you want to put in to your model. So for For lines and things, you want to be able to have the panel line stand out against the plastic so that you obviously can see the separation of parts, like in this case, the shin versus the calf portion. So we would put a line right here to denote that it's two different parts that kind of came together and locked in place to make parts of the leg. Now, on white plastic, you can use the black or you can use the gray. I don't have gray at this moment. That actually ran out, so all I have is black, so that's what we're going to use. Also, this is a tutorial. It's really not that important. Blacks you could also use on darker plastic colors like this, and reds, blues. I'll show you the completed my blue version of this. That's completed. That's all stickered up and everything. That will show you what I mean. Browns are for like reds and things like that. Grays work well on whites. So you just need to experiment and find out what's best for you. So I'll stop trying to introduce stuff. Let's start going ahead and do some panel lining. So like I said, we're going to go ahead and let me separate the armchair. We're going to go ahead and panel line these two spots here so I can show you at least the difference between a marker and the inkwell. So let's grab our pen here and knock over our model in the process. That's Professional Joe. Good job. Actually, first, before you do that, here, I always tend to shake it up just for about 10 seconds or so, just to get stuff moved around in the thing. So what we're going to do is we're just going to very carefully, and with panel lining, take your time. There's no rush. So here, I'm just going to go like that and boop. Just do that. This one over here and this one over here was done with the ink, but that's what a pen does. And for another part here, let's bend this out of the way. Let's panel line the leg here. So try to figure out where there's some parts that are coming together that you want to show that they're separate parts, not the same piece. Separate parts. And again, you go slow. You just go nice and slow. You take your time, just like this. And then let's do up here like so. Okay, see how that stands out versus this? You see the difference? That's why people panel line. And again, it's however much you want to do. You don't have to do every little bit. You don't have to do every part. But again, you just take your time. Don't rush. If you do happen to make a mistake, if you dip a Q-tip in rubbing alcohol, if it's in a recessed space like this, it will go ahead and just wipe it away, let it dry, and then go ahead and reapply. If it's in a place like this, let it dry. You can actually also use just a regular pencil eraser. Just make sure it's not dirty. Make sure it's not dirty. And then, let's see, where else can we go? Oh, we can go right here, this little spot. There. Then on that side there. Actually, let's get that thing there. Okay. So that's how you do. You can even see at the front here how this is completely different than that. That and that. Okay, now The ink portion, that is a little bit more. Obviously, you're not going to be able to take ink and run it down the legs. It's going to go ahead, it's going to run, it's going to smear, and you're going to have a mess. Leave it for recessed, lowered areas. Everything else, just use a pen for it. Plain and simple. It's just easier that way. You have less mess, less stress. It's all good. So, with that, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go. Now, this is very, very thin liquid, and I mean thin. So, I'm just going to get just a little extra sauce. And all you do is you just go to where you want it. Boom. That's it. That's all you got to do. Let it flow. There you go. Just like that. See how that is. Now I do, yeah, see where I have that little, whoop, see? That's what you do. That's a boo-boo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that dry. Here, let's reinsert the ink. There we go. Then let's get this, whoa, that's too much right there. Because you see how it's kind of building into that thing right there. So the more you have it down, the faster it can make a thing. Okay, there you go. So, you see me goof up live on camera, folks. But here's the thing. We're going to let all this dry. I'm going to take some rubbing alcohol, and I'm just going to lightly rub in one direction, not digging it into here, because then that takes away the ink. I'm just going to rub this off. It's going to disappear, and you won't even tell anything that happened. But you can see how clean that is compared to the panel liner pen. Again, this stuff here is great for recessed areas. And again, you just touch it in there, and then the water viscosity naturally will draw any ink out of this and fill in the hole. So there's not a lot of places I could use that, except for here, there, these two. Not really so much the back. So it looks like we're going to be just doing panel liner pen stuff the rest of the night. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that off camera, because then after I get that all set up, everything's dried, I'm going to go hit it with a coat of matte spray finish to dull down the shininess of the plastic. And then it also seals the ink onto the plastic. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do some weathering techniques on the model. And then hopefully, again, we'll knock over our model here. Let's pop his wrist back in. We'll go stand him here like he's just standing guard, bored out of his mind. Embarrassed that he's got a little smudge right there. Like that. And then hopefully it'll look something across the lines of this. This is one that's, to me, is completed. Again, you do as much or as little as you want. Here, we can do how to scuff up the shield, how to do the weathering techniques, the fading, the scratch marks, all that stuff. And with that, hopefully this helps you out with that. Again, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment, do all that stuff. With that, I'm Joe. We'll see you later. Have fun Gundam modeling.